Yo, what's poppin', Low Gang? Today we're going to be doing another rant. This one comes from Neon Manta, who says, "Rant about video games. I know Deep Bagel lore has roots in GD and Minecraft, but rant about some of your favorite video games, childhood games, games you played recently, and games you've been meaning to play but just haven't yet. Finally, is there any non-GD/Minecraft game that you would consider making a video about like you would your anime videos?" So, first of all, to that last question, yes, and I'll tell you what it is later. So I guess I'm spoiling one of my future videos, but mind you, this is like years in the future, so it's gonna be a while. But I guess I'll start from the very beginning. My first 3 video games, it was after I had just been gifted a Wii. I don't remember if it was for like a birthday or Christmas or anything like that, but all I remember is we had a Wii, and we were sent to the store, me and my 2 brothers, to each buy a game. And so we looked at the shelf, and I still remember which games we got and who got each game. I got Poke Park Wii, my brother got Donkey Kong Country Returns, and my other brother got Rayman Raving Rabbids, and the older of the 2 brothers, who are both younger than me. The older one got Donkey Kong Country Returns, and the younger one got Rayman Raving Rabbids, of course. As you could imagine. And I think I was like 5 or 6 at the time. So my brothers would have been like, oh god, wait, I must have been like 6, because there's no way my brother was 2 buying that. So I must have been 6. My other brother must have been 4 at the time. God, maybe we were a little older than I'm remembering. But yeah, I mean, I guess my youngest brother was young as hell playing Rayman Raving Rabbids. That can't be right. Maybe it is. I don't know. But anyway, this was our first game console and our first time playing video games. And I also remember my first time playing Donkey Kong Country Returns. Or rather, we were all, the 3 of us, looking at the computer screen, playing it together, taking turns with the Wii Remote and Nunchuck. But we were stupid, right? So we didn't really know how to play it. So we figured out that, because the first thing the game has you do is shake the Wii Remote and Nunchuck to get out of this house, and then it tells you to shake to like interact with the world, stomp on those flowers. And so we thought, okay, we kill the enemies by stomping, but that only stuns them. And so we just kept on stomping against them for so long, being like, why aren't they dead? And we didn't want to jump over them because it was like, oh, but we want to kill them, I think we figured out pretty quickly how to jump, but we were stubborn. We wanted to kill the enemies. We tried everything. Eventually, we learned it, but it's very funny looking back. We just had no fucking clue. Rayman Raving Rabbids, I don't remember much about it because it was easily my least favorite of the 3 games, although my youngest brother, being the one who bought the game, was mostly the one to play it to my memory. And, maybe I'll try it again someday, but this was during the era of Rayman games that a lot of people don't particularly look back on fondly. They're like, but the Rabbids are taking over. Bruh, why are you co-opting the Rayman name to get these annoying little mascots, to the masses? Well, my brother was one of those masses. It's essentially a minigame collection, and you just have to do good enough at the minigames. And I don't particularly remember any of the video games very well, so oops. But a video game that I do remember spectacularly well is Poke Park Wii, the one that I got. And Poke Park Wii is about making friends. And so you play, battles against them, you chase them down, and it's also in part a minigame collection because you can play the attractions that the Pokemon in each zone have, and you can play them with your friends and, verse them in multiplayer. And unlike the mini games in Rayman Raving Rabbits, I think I remember what literally every attraction in Poke Park Wii is. You got Bulbasaur's Daring Dash. It's really boring. You just shake the Wii remote to run, and some Pokemon are faster than others. That's the thing too. Each Pokemon has different stats at each attraction, and in order to 100% the game, you need to play each attraction with every Pokemon, which can get real grindy real fast. You have Venusaur's Vine Swing. You just get on a vine, see how far you can swing. There's a bit more strategy to it. You get out of the vine at just the right moment and get the high score. And yeah, that one is a little more fun. They're all very quick mini games, by the way. You have Pelipper's, I forget what it's called, but I do remember what you do. I think it's one of those mini games where you fly through the hoops, and you just do that, and flying Pokemon play it. Then you have Gyarados' whatever it was called. But you swim across an obstacle course. Empoleon's Ice Slide, I don't know if that's what it's actually called, but you slide on ice against an obstacle course. Yeah, this is going to get real dull saying each minigame, but there's a lot of them, right? And I can name each of them. And you go around playing games with all the Pokemans around, and to my child self, it was the most fun thing in the world. But obviously, to my current self, it's kind of like, it's kind of mid. Especially the soundtrack, which is really disappointing to me. Remembering all the songs, and being like, actually, the songs weren't that good. Like the Meadowzone song is just like da 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 da. It's really dull. The beach zones go like da 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 da. Wait, hold on. How does it go? I don't know. So it has like a guitar in the background. It's a very minimalist soundtrack. It doesn't have any jams. It's very just simple melodies that repeat ad infinitum. The Fire Zone one does sound kind of cool though. Da 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 da. That's kind of cool. Poke Park 2. Wonders Beyond. The first one is Pikachu's Adventure, but the second one is Wonders Beyond. It's much better, and this time unironically. Not to say that I ironically like the first one, but it's nostalgia tainting me, and even the second one isn't stellar by any means. But the biggest problem with the first Poke Park is that almost every game you play with them is chase. And the reason why it's chase is because it's very easy to program in chase scenes. You just have the Pokemon run, and you just give them a different speed value. And sometimes they do special things, have obstacles to avoid while you're chasing them. But generally speaking, it's very simple. But in Poke Park 2, they did the right thing and made battles the primary thing you do to befriend other Pokemon. And that's a whole lot more fun, which means that it's the better game. It also, the second one mostly did away with attractions. They're now in the Wish Park, where all the evil Pokemon want to grant all your wishes and mind control the masses. And it was all in service of like Darkrai's plot. And the attractions in Poke Park 2 I think are in general better, but there's fewer of them. There's only 4 in the entire game. There's one where you have all these Yamask. It's Kavagris's attraction, and he has all the Yamask with the fucking sweets, and you have to shoot them and make cakes. The song is kind of cool. It's like da 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 da. And then there's the Lopunny dance one, which is just dance but Pokemon. There's a Lopunny there. I actually still really like the song for that one too. It still gets stuck in my head every once in a while. See, the third one, what the fuck was that? Oh, yeah, so the third one was where you run past all the Pokemon in a row, and you, fight them, and it's sort of like a miniature Wait, is that the attract? No, that's like the thing you do right before you fight Hydreigon. No, not Hydreigon. Haxorus. No, the attraction is, yeah, it's also fighting related. You have to like swing the Wii remote with Pokemon that are coming towards you to fight, and sometimes it's a bomb, and you have to, I think, press A and not hit it. Then the fourth one is Sigilift's Attraction, which is just you go through space and you collect things, and you just, yeah, you collect the most things possible. It's kind of easy. And yeah, I've been going on a long time just describing all my childhood games, but they're the ones that I'm nostalgic for. And I put in ungodly amounts of hours into all of them. Back in the day, I would spend a lot of time on each game I got. But after that, I got the DS, then the 3DS, and that introduced me to mainline Pokemon games like Pokemon Diamond. I was never a Platinum bro. I always had the Diamond version because I liked Dialga. He's objectively better than Palkia. You can't change my mind. And yeah, I played Pokemon Diamond. There was a very obscure game we had because back in the day, we were really into dinosaurs. One of my core memories is like we had this plastic bin, and it was mostly me, but I think my older brother joined in too a little bit, and maybe my younger one. But we just sat there drawing and inventing dinosaurs, and the names just got more and more comically long as we went along. Just more and more absurd dinosaur names until they just it was like making the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious of dinosaurs. And yeah, that was fun. And so we had this game called Fossil Fighters Champions, which was essentially Pokemon, but you play it with dinosaurs, and you go to these areas and dig up fossils. And my memories of it aren't very specific because I didn't play it very much. I never beat the game either, but I do remember the gist of how the game works. And I really want to play it again because that seems like it'd be a fun nostalgia trip. Another Pokemon game that I played was Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I also haven't beaten that one, but I did play it a whole lot. And, I mean, I don't think I have to explain Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, but I did actually try replaying it a while back, and oh my lord, it is so boring. I know it's mostly lauded for its story. That's like one of the big appeals. But oh my lord, the gameplay is just insufferable. It's so repetitive, and like because the maps are randomized, they don't really have good structures. They're not very memorable. It's just endless hallways, and you just spam the A button to attack Pokemon and occasionally use items. It does not feel very fun to play. That much is for certain. Let's see, what other childhood games? Well, on the Wii, I had Mario Galaxy, which does still hold up. I still haven't beaten it, but I tried playing it again a few years back. Earthbound, I enjoy, but oh god, like progression in that game can get really, really obscure. Especially as a kid, I was constantly consulting online guides for what to do. But yeah, the reason why I picked the game up off the Wii U shop is because I saw this YouTuber, I think his name was Red Panda Gaming, and he did a Let's Play of Earthbound that I really enjoyed, and that got me into the game. And so I decided, okay, I'll try out this whole Earthbound thing. But obviously, since I was a kid, most of the humor of that game sort of went over my head. I didn't really question when the street lamps came to life. I was just like, okay, I guess. I didn't acknowledge the ridiculousness of that as a kid because I was used to fucking Mario games. I did also play a lot of NSMB. I never got NSMBU, but I got the other three. I always hated NSMB 2 because it was really easy, and the point of the game was that it was really easy and had a lot of coins. And I thought that sucked. It's just a bad hook for a game, right? I don't want to have coins everywhere to the point where I can just get 1-ups for free. I beat the game in like 2 days. It was so easy. I did not struggle. Back in the day, I sucked at video games, and so I could not get past the third world of NSMB Wii. I was genuinely that bad. But recently, I replayed it, and I beat it. And it was not that hard this time. And so that was fun. But then after that, oh god, this rant is taking forever. I could go on and on about other games I played. I used to consider myself a gamer back in the day, but the sort of stopped being a part of my hobbies because I got into anime and YouTube videos and books and just fiction in general and fictional stories. But one game that I was really into, oh god, I literally completely skipped over Minecraft. You know, we'll get back to Minecraft because everyone has a Minecraft story. But I'm gonna go on to GD for now because that's a game that I am currently playing a lot of. I'm actually making a level in it for fun for the creator contest of this dude named Werwin, who's a Geometry Dash YouTuber that I'm quite partial to and who I've been quite partial to since, oh my lord, since very, very long, maybe like 2017. So a long time spent watching the videos of this small Geometry Dash YouTuber who actually changed to politics for a little while, but that's lore for another day. I am deeply entrenched in the Werwin server lore. It has been a part of my life forever. Literally the day the server got created, I joined in. But anyway, aside from all that, I got really into Geometry Dash when I was around like 12 years old, and I sucked at it at first. It took me like 100 attempts to beat Stereo Madness. You know, the goddamn triple. Remember when easy 2-star levels in Geometry Dash were actually kind of hard? Remember those days? Retray collectively ruined the easy 2-star levels for the rest of eternity. I know it's unfair to blame that on Retray, but seriously, like, Retray plays itself half the time. It's impossible to die on it. Like, if you die on a Retray, what are you doing? Half of the obstacles just complete themselves. And so, yeah, but anyway, I was bad at it, but I slowly got good at it, and I began playing it obsessively. And I also really liked the level editor. That was, in fact, the main reason why I went from Geometry Dash Lite to Geometry Dash Full version, because I wanted to make levels. The first few levels I made are lost to time, and I am genuinely so angry about that. My very first level was Aquatic Adventures. All I remember about it was that I made like block art of underwater creatures. I used this song, I think it was called Abyss by F777, something like that. And I used the Clutterfunk blocks, but colored them pink on a blue background to make them look like coral. That is the extent of my memories with this level. I had another one called the Blindness Challenge, and it used a remix of Megalovania as its song, and it would occasionally flash white, and all the obstacles were colored black, and so you had trouble seeing, but those brief flashes of white would allow you to see the obstacles coming ahead. Now, back in the day, there was this small Geometry Dash YouTuber I liked. He just did every replays of levels, and he had a corgi for his profile picture, and he played my level, Aquatic Adventures, and he had that full replay up on YouTube. Now, I know this is a big ask, and nothing will come of this, but maybe someday someone will find this video and be able to do something about it. If you can somehow find that replay of Aquatic Adventures, I will genuinely give you like $150. Literally $150. I'm setting up this bounty. I feel comfortable setting it up because I know nothing will come of it, but genuinely, like, please find this level. It'd be so fun to look back on. But after that, I did start saving my levels, because my first few levels were on an unregistered account, and, that only, and also, God, what did I, because I know they were on the server, but then somehow they got off the server, and so you can't find them anymore. At least I don't think, not that I know of. But, uh, after that, I had a registered account, and this is when I started saving all my levels. I made this level called the Subnivian Zone. God, I someday want to do like a stream, just playing all my old Geometry Dash levels. Because most of them were bad. Okay, all of them were bad, but a few of them are impressive to people who don't know how to build levels. You got Vertex, which is, I don't even know where the name comes from. It's nonsense. My levels weren't that good, and didn't have themes or anything. But yeah, the Subnivian Zone very much does have a theme, and it's about, so basically Snowvoles. They tunnel under the ground or rather under the snow, and make this network of tunnels, and that's called the Subnivian Zone. I learned that from Wildcrats, and so I made a level based off of that. And it's actually kind of a cute level, except for all the fakes. They're annoying. After that, I had this level called Insanity Speed, and I could go through all the levels. My most recent one, though, is one called Alpha. I wanted to make a series that went through every letter of the Greek alphabet. And if I had continued playing regularly, I probably would have finished the series by now. But Alpha sucks. It's genuinely terrible. It looks like a Lemons level. And it looks worse than a Lemons level. It's Lemons, but even more soulless. And it's like very like generic early 2.1. It's bad. But recently, I've been getting back into it, and my current level is not bad. I'm actually trying really hard this time, putting a lot of effort into it. And it's coming along nicely. I'm working on it a few hours every day. It takes a long time to make a good-looking Geometry Dash part nowadays. It is very hard to build. And it takes a long time to learn the editor. Oh lord, how will people cope when 2.2 begins? They're adding like 100 new triggers. But anyway, moving on from Geometry Dash to Minecraft. Obviously, I have spent a long time with Minecraft. It's probably like my fucking special interest for a time. I wanted to be a Minecraft YouTuber. I still remember, right? So back in the day, I wanted to be a Minecraft YouTuber because, basically what had happened was I was attending school in 4th grade. It was a school that I only went to for 1 year. Obviously not going to dox where it is because it's still relatively close to where I live. But I attended the school for 1 year before changing schools. And I decided, or no, I didn't decide. Well, my friends at the time, one of them, his name was Elijah. And I think the other one might have been Noah. I'm not sure if I got that correct. But anyway, I'm pretty sure it was Elijah who had told... No, I think it was Wyatt. Elijah and Wyatt. Okay. Yeah, and they were my two friends at that school. And Elijah was like, yo, you gotta peep this popular MMOs guy if you like Minecraft. And he recommended me his video on the Mo Herobrine mod. And yeah, after that, I was hooked. I was the #1 popular MMOs fan in the world and watched a lot of Epic Proportions. I was especially partial to his first Epic Proportions, which is very amateur, and I tried rewatching it recently. It's super boring. I couldn't get past episode 2. It's really not that good. But back in the day, I was a huge fan of it. And so I watched, the entire series, and I wanted to become a Minecraft YouTuber. And the main thing I wanted to do was use mods. I wanted the Twilight Forest mod. I wanted to do mod showcases too. And I had, dreams of being the biggest YouTuber as only a child. And that'd be my selling point. But obviously that didn't happen. for many reasons, but also because I didn't know how to modify Minecraft and I couldn't get it on PC. I literally tried getting it on PC, but I forget what exactly went wrong. Me and my family were not able to download it. And so that sucked. I remember one time, uh, sorry, I'm remembering this story. I think I asked for Minecraft mods for Christmas because I didn't know how they worked. So my mom, my poor mom, called up GameStop and was like, "Hey, how do you get Minecraft mods? Can I buy those?" And they told her that it was illegal to modify your games. Obviously, it's not for Minecraft. They condone it. But then my mom was like, "Oh my lord, you want to do something illegal?" And then my dad was like, "Bro, there's all these YouTubers doing it. I'm sure it's not that bad. Like, they'd be in prison right now if it was that illegal." I still remember this vividly. Oh my lord. That was funny. That was that's a great childhood story. But yeah, actually, guess what? I've never beaten Minecraft. I've literally never done it. I've never beaten the Ender Dragon. I always give up on my worlds and start a new one after some time. But back in the day, and I'm still really sad that I lost this world, but I had this world called Tiny Town, and it was essentially my creative world, and I just built stuff all day. There was this creeper house with a top hat on it, and you could go inside, and it was all sorts of cute. And, you know, there was all sorts of other stuff. I made pixel art on there. I let people from Xbox Live on there and tour the world. Sometimes I'd grief other people's worlds on Xbox Live. I was a monster. And so, yeah, there's lots of Minecraft-related memories. And sometimes I pick it up again every once in a while, but I always give up on it pretty quick. And so with that, we've gone through a lot of the games of my childhood. I've been talking for a very long time, a very, very long time. But I guess I'll go back to the original question. Games I've played recently, obviously Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon. Also, Donkey Kong Country Returns. I replayed it. It's still really good. It's a very fun platformer. I like platformer games. God, I didn't even talk about Shovel Knight. I could go on, but my voice is getting sore, so I'll start trying to wrap it up. Let's see, any games I've been meaning to play. Mostly just Coffin of Andy and Lele. I think it'll be fun. I know it's mostly known as the funny incest horror game, but I think it'll be an enjoyable experience. And then finally, is there any non-GD/Minecraft game that you would consider making a video about, like you would your anime videos? This is the final question, and the one that I want to leave you off with. The answer to that question is yes, a little-known Wii game called Pets Dogs 2. And to know what you're thinking, well, I've talked to Neon about this, but I'm sure what most of you are thinking is, what the hell is that game? The answer is the game of my childhood. One of the games that I have poured the most hours into. Were it not for Minecraft, it probably would be my most played game in terms of raw time spent playing it. I haven't played that game in years, and I still have the entire thing memorized. Maybe not every mission and every order, but I remember so much about it so clearly. I can imagine myself in Lappy Lake right now, or Jade Fields. And the game is riddled with flaws. It's not really a good game, but it's a good game to me, damn it, because it's the one that I played as a child. I remember back in the day, somehow I was just the stupidest child. I didn't know how to save. I didn't know that you could just go up to the stones with the green paws on them and save your game through that, and so I just assumed it didn't have a save feature, and I tried to beat the game all in one go, but obviously, you can beat it fast, but to me it was a fairly long game, and so I could never beat it in one go, and so I would always restart the game from the very beginning, which is why I have so much of the early parts of the game memorized. That fucking cutscene of your friend Victor being like, "Yo, we should see Ivlet in prison." By the way, you and your friend get imprisoned, even though you are children. There is child imprisonment in this game. But then you get released and go on your quest. But Victor, they release him, but he's like, "Actually, I'm gonna stay in here and atone." We let Ivlet out. By the way, they. There's so many problems with the plot of this game. It's so dumb. But they get this magic hat, right? So your dad has this magic hat. And Ivlet is like, "Yo, I want the magic hat to give me god powers." And so he says, "Oh, you visit him in prison. And he's like, 'Oh, I bet the magic hat isn't even real. You need to show it to me with your own two eyes.'" And so you give it to him. He's like, "Oh, yo, that's the magic hat? Well, bring it closer. I can't see it. Bring it even closer. I still can't see it and tell if it's the real deal." But eventually, your stupid idiot main character gives the hat right up to the bars, but it's still like too big of a hat to fit through the bars, right? The only thing I can imagine that would get that hat through the bars is if it were super squishy, because they're thin bars. Yeah, but it just the screen flashes, and when it opens up again, he has the hat on inexplicably. There are even more plot holes with this game, but it's once again, it's not a very good game. You replay the early maps like a dozen times each, and then you play the latter half of them only like once or twice, and it goes by really quickly. But the latter maps are all the best. But also, the game is piss easy. Like, Tail Heights, the first time you get to it, you're like, "Oh my lord, this has so many enemies, so many poison snakes, I'll never get through it." Until you realize you can just run, like, as fast as you can, and none of the snakes will catch up to you unless you actively try to get hurt by them. Although there is still the one mission with the orchestra insect female that still scares me a little bit, as well as the Komodo dragon that you need to scare and get the skin from. Those two missions will never not be tense to me, but otherwise it's a very easy game. And for the longest time, I've wanted, since before I even made this channel, I wanted to make a video about Pets Dogs 2 because no one else is talking about it. There's like this one dude who did a review of it, but he didn't grow up with the game, man. He was coming to it as an adult. He doesn't have the nostalgia. He can't appreciate everything about this game in the way that I do. However, if I make that review, first of all, it'd get pretty much no views. And second of all, it'd be like an hour and a half long and take like multiple months to make. And so what I've resigned myself to is when I get, let's say, 30k subs. If I get 30k subs, I think I'll be in enough of a position to make that review. That is my goal in order to make that review specifically. And I really do want to make it, but I'm just not convinced people will listen to it, listen to what I have to say about this game that nobody cares about in its current state, because I have so much to say. But I'll leave you with this. The same guy who made the Pets Dogs 2 soundtrack also made the Shovel Knight soundtrack, which means that the Pets Dogs 2 soundtrack is scarily good. I have used so many of the songs and videos. It's such a good soundtrack. Genuinely such a great video game soundtrack. And with that, I've been going on for way too long. Bye.